And we're back with Jenny McCarthy. You know, I like that you're very honest and open about plastic surgery and Botox. First of all, let's talk about the people who are not. Why aren't they?
I don't know.
Do they really think that we think they're natural?
I think they do. I think they really think if they stick by their story, everyone will believe them. The problem is, I think this generation that's coming into the Botox era, you know, they know they can't get away with it. So it's the older women, like I think the Nicole Kidmans, that think that, is that all right?
Well, she's not that, Nicole Kidman is not old.
No, but she's not like the 24-year-olds, like the whatever twins, the Olsen twins that are talking about it. They're a little bit more open. But for some reason, I think the older generation is scared to talk about it, where I'm like, shoot me up.
Well, you're funny, that's why. Nicole Kidman is not a funny actress.
Right, so she doesn't need to laugh.
She does need to laugh. I mean, she was married to Tom Cruise. The girl needs to laugh. I love Tom, but come on. But why is it that I think that the reason that they don't tell it sometimes is because they're afraid of their careers. I mean, the men don't have this issue.
No, they don't. Well, men age, you know, and look better. I think women get a little insecure because the roles disappear. But
do the men really look better? I don't think so. They lose their hair. No, I don't think they look that much better than women are aging.
I don't know.
The women can dye their hair, wear makeup, get some shots. We look much better.
Yeah, but the Marlboro Man wrinkle thing is
because they brainwashed us into thinking that's attractive.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Anyway.
Do you get Botox?
Of course.
Okay, good.
Okay. Yeah, I do. I've been doing it. I love it.
I love it too. I don't have. You know, the key is minimal, and otherwise it is frozen, and you, especially if you're trying to be funny or comedic at all, then you're just like ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
I talk about one accident in the book, which is a Botox nightmare, where I was doing Megan Mullany's first episode of her talk show.
Yeah.
Remember she had that talk show?
Megan Mullally?
Thank you. Sorry, I can't pronounce anybody's names. I'll be a great talk show host someday. So anyways, I went to the plastic surgeon. I'm like, do the typical. I go, by the way, I'm getting this like Jay Leno crease in my chin. And he said, well, I could Botox it. I go, well, I don't do anything in my chin. He goes, let's give it a try. So he shot it up, and it froze my whole mouth. I mean, seriously, I was talking like this. So I'm like, oh my God, I have to do the Megan Mullally show. And my sister, who's my makeup artist for 13 years, is like touching me up before I go out there. And she's like, you are just an embarrassment to the family. I had drool coming off my side of the face, and I couldn't feel it because everything was
you had
frozen.
a stroke.
It was
That's
like
terrible.
It was. It was really embarrassing, and I learned a lesson.
But what did you have, a cleft in your chin?
Well, those are cute. Well, I don't know. He talked me into it. They're kind of like drug dealers.
They
you know
are.
what I mean? They really are. They're like, ooh, you're looking a little bit crazy right here. And you're like, what?
Yeah,
no
one
one's
eye is
telling me
higher
that.
than the next. You have to watch them.
You have to be careful.
Yes. Okay, now, and the other thing you said that's interesting to me is a double dose of HRT gets you horny. Now, first of all, HRT is dangerous. So why are you...
HGH. Human growth
not
hormone.
HRT. I have HRT.
What is
here.
HRT?
I guess maybe they meant the IRT or something.
Well,
I have no idea.
HGH is the human growth hormone.
HRT, you're too young for that anyway, aren't you?
Yes, but the human growth hormone, I am not taking. I'm taking progesterone cream. Is that what it's called? I don't even know.
Oh, so it is hormone replacement.
Yes, but I don't think it's that one.
Well, HRT means hormone replacement therapy.
Oh, okay.
So I apologize to the producer who wrote that down. Okay.
But yes, I do take a little bit, and my tube was actually accidentally screwed up, and I talk about it in my book that it made me so incredibly randy, if you will. I was losing my mind.
Like, what is it again?
It's the project. You know, Suzanne Summers talks about it a lot in her book, Breakthrough.
She's as horny as they come.
And, you know, I thought to myself, my PMS is kind of bad. I like to, not get so crazy and swollen. So I take a little cream there, and it did help. The problem was the tube was broken, and I put too much on it, and I was seriously, humping lamps. And I called my doctor, and I'm like, listen, we've got a situation here. He's like, what? I'm like, I can't walk without going hello.
Really?
Yes. And he said, well, aren't you single now? And I'm like, that has nothing to do with it. He goes, well, it could be. You are single. I'm like, I'm not single looking around going oh my God, look at all these men.
It's embarrassing.
Something happened. Then we found out that I had too much on, and I'm now back to normal. And
you should bottle this stuff.
I'm telling you.
Just call it Teddy. Homage to Teddy. Okay.
Oh, my God.
You're a big fan of sex and chocolate also, I understand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, eating and sex. But if you're going to choose something...
At the same time?
Yes. I tried it once. I know. What was it like Valentine's Day? I was drunk. But, you know, it's like satisfying two textures at the same time. I don't know.
Now, this business of Playboy, you pose naked for Playboy? I didn't even really know that because I don't read Playboy.
It was also like 20 years ago.
Yeah. Well, tell me about that.
Well, you know, it was...
So was Hugh Hefner there?
Was he at the shoot, are you asking?
Yeah, was he at the shoot?
He was not at the shoot. You know, I was working at a Polish grocery store when I was...
A Polish grocery store?
I was working at a Polish grocery store because I'm half Polish, which we'll find out why in a minute. But I thought we sold Polish sausage and Playboys. And I remember sitting there one day at work going, I can do that. So I went down...
You could do what, the Polish sausage?
I already did the Polish sausage. I dated a few Polish sausages. But the magazine, I went, you know, Anna Nicole Smith was on the cover. I'm like, this can't be that hard, you know. So I went downtown, the Chicago headquarters has Playboy there, and walked in and said, how does one go about this? And she said, you have to mail in your picture. You can't just walk in here. Well, the executive was walking by, and he says, hey, why don't you come in back and put on a bikini and just take a quick picture because the photographer's doing something. So I said, okay. So I went in scared to death and took pictures like I was doing a mug shot. And by the time I got home from taking the bus from there, they called me and said, you're Miss October. So I was like, okay, this is meant to be.
Talent met opportunity.
The horrific part was, though, I didn't know anything about grooming and everything.
Really?
So by the time I went for my shoot, they were horrified by the hairiness that I showed
so
them.
You needed a depilatory. Yeah.
I need a lawnmower.
Really? It's that bad? Aren't you a natural blonde?
Well, it wasn't that. The do not match the but... God, we are so dirty. What's going on? I guess the book is about sex. You're pulling it out of me. But
not that hard.
I talk about in the book that I am now Chicago's Polish porn star because I was the hairiest playmate to come through there.
But is that still you? That sexy, funny girl that posed in Playboy?
You know what? To an extent, I'm consider myself. You know, I've been through so much autism hell over the past.
The autism thing.
You know that it's right now. Just talk about this and be kind of kooky and crazy has been such a relief because I have been in the midst of a crusade and fighting and for my son.
You're getting a lot of criticism though because you keep saying, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, that autism is caused by these shots that kids are getting.
Well, I love that you brought it up.
It's been disproved.
No, it hasn't.
Okay. Okay.
There has been a case that just happened in London. Oh, you want to go to commercial?
I want to go to commercial.
Okay,
Come back, and then you can tell me everything about autism. Stay right there. We'll be right back.